quick hero. It is the end of 2022, which is crazy. Habit tracking. So 5 years ago, coming out as bisexual, I was going on an entirely new journey. The therapist said, okay, well, if you're here to try, the things that we decided for me was that I wasn't going to give up until on life, right? Until I had tried jogging every single day, writing about my life and drawing pictures of my life. From that prompt towards journaling, daily jogging, and daily tracking my meals came habit tracking and bullet journaling. As someone who has a tendency to want an easy, quick solution and an easy, quick mastery, habit tracking is something that has been challenging for me, because as most of us probably in the Western society who are used to like a quick fix and an easy fix mindset, the idea that you achieve success and mastery and wellness through incremental progress is super counterintuitive. And I remember this quote that always stuck with me: you won't change your life until you change what you do every single day. I was so shocked with the magic of incremental process early on, like when I started jogging every single day and doing yoga every single day, I became a completely different person, or you might say I became so much more myself after about maybe 2 to 3 months of consistent progress, that I was so addicted to it. I really kept to it. But each year, I'll go ahead and show you what this one looks like, because I began it in 2022, but I decided to pick a word of the year, which is a fun thing to do. And my word for 2022, grounded, mastery, and new adventures. I associated grounded with the goddess, mastery with the god, and new adventure, or mastery with spirit, and new adventures with the god. These little symbols next to them, the one word for the year that I would tell myself when I was doing yoga, and they asked for your intention for the year and that kind of thing. And it really was a year of mastery as far as like changing my habits around getting to places on time, paying my bills on time, budgeting, and those kinds of things. You know, with the bullet journal, I have all kinds of things. I had my intentions for 2022. I do spells and rituals with my Wiccan spirituality around the new and the full moon. It's usually the new moon, and then see if they have manifested by the full moon. When you set an intention, really the magic part of it comes when you forget about it. So if I'm sitting there at the new moon or at the beginning of a new year, then I really, sit with myself and set this intention, and then maybe do some spell work about it, maybe put some, crystals or some herbs or some chanting or whatever the case may be. I let it go. I write it down and I let it go. Set my journal aside and revisit it at the full moon and see that it has manifested. And part of the reason why I believe that is it's just the simple science of manifestation. Like when you set intention, it has roots in your subconscious, but the only things, and it puts that out into the universe for it to come back to you. But if you think on it all the time and try to make it happen with your cognitive, aware, masculine mind, you can often sabotage the efforts that are just subconsciously in progress already. So especially if you have OCD or anxiety, spell work and intention setting is just so good, because you can set your intention clearly and you just leave it up to the universe. Instead of looking at your rule every day and trying to stick to it, you know your rule or your plan or your lifestyle, and you just simply write down whether or not you did it. There's no judgment attached to it. So kind of that same letting go. So for instance, in January of 2022, I had, jog and cold shower, scripting, which is kind of like manifestation, breakfast, yoga, dinner, meditation, giving, ritual, and language. You can see here that every day that I jogged, I drew little jogging shoes. Every day that I took a cold shower, I did the check mark, and every day I did keto, I did the K, and yoga. And then there are these days that I didn't do it, and they're just simply marked out in black pen. And what this allowed me to do is later on just have a quick overview, especially when I felt like I was really failing at stuff, and see how often I actually did it. Let's see if I did one of these. Here we go. At the end of January and February, I wrote that I adhered to my habits 1/4% of the days. For February, so far, it had been 1/3% of the days. So I do these recaps that helps me to realize that I'm actually improving in my habit tracking, in my habits more consistently. And if I'm not, what do I need to pivot? I could see where my mood correlated with, if it correlated with what I was eating, or if it correlated with my movement, my relationships, and I later added alcohol. And that was very illuminating, because it ended up showing me that negative mood was very often correlated with alcohol. Positive mood was very often correlated with movement and socialization. And so those correlations just made things a lot clearer. But to me, making this look really cute and beautiful, and I fill out my bullet journal at the end of the week often, alongside my moon journal and my journal, with some art and some good music and some tea and some good spiritual podcast or something. And it helps me to really sanctify my life, sanctify my experience, and put really respect towards and credit and what do you call that? It helps me give weight to the efforts, because oftentimes I feel like the things that naturally get rewarded in our society, like with money or accolades, might be things like, I don't know, having a great body, or overworking yourself. But really, the things that truly create happiness and joy and fulfillment are often these incremental things. I'd also do some, checking in with myself, what I want by 30 I have here. I have my tarot card readings, what information I got from those. Occasionally, if there's a ritual, I mostly put my rituals in my moon journal, but if there's one that's really impactful towards my habits and my lifestyle and where my life is going, I'll put it in here. This last fall semester to this bullet journal became a planner, something that I never thought could be sexy or fun or spiritual, but that my therapist was, like I said, helping me work on mastery, helping me work on being a good employee. And once again, I have Google Calendar, so I thought I didn't need this, but really, that's too much. And I'm a person who gets easily overwhelmed by technology, and things are in different places, and they are on my phone, and that's hard to assess from a grounded space. There are some things that you need to do and forget about, and then there are some things that you actually have a hand in moving forward. And there's still that element of action, of acting on the nuances and the steps that need to be taken to reach this goal. But for me, it was really important to turn that into a spiritual aspect, and to me, alchemizing this energy of mundane tasks into the science of manifestation, and I want to be a priest, and I want to be a father, and I want to be, owner of land, and a part of this holistic wellness center. And the ways that you do those things is by having management skills. This just used to freak me out, but it has allowed me to feel like a much better man, and a much more available for my community, and available to alchemize great plans. Like, I have these great ideas and these ability to hold space and create sacred space, and these ideas and things that I believe need to be manifested to the world, and I have that drive. But now I'm learning the skills with which to execute it, and to know that I can execute it. I think, again, I wrote 3 words for this year. Maybe fitness, grounded, embodiment. And I think embodiment is the one that stands out. Embodiment has always been my goal for the last 3 years, since I learned that learning to tap into my body and its needs have been my healing. I have this new guide. I primarily work with the goddess and the god of Wicca, fire and earth, but I have this new guide who is of sword and air, and she's Virgo energy. she's very structured, and she's very good with the details and keeping the like emotions and the fear at bay and realigning without mercy to the things that need to be done. So with her by my side, I believe that I can sit more securely in who I really am, which is I'm much more aligned with the earth as a Capricorn, and as someone who's just embodiment is so crucial to me. So I believe I can use her as a guide, you know, thank you, and like and also continue to focus on embodiment and continue to focus on groundedness to the earth. And part of that is that this year I just began a yoga teacher training. The workplace that I work in right now, where I work with traumatized individuals, I see so much that they need more embodiment in their lifestyle. And I know that a lot of people in foster care and in these programs for healing, for trauma healing, don't focus much on embodiment. So here's the deal. Yoga teacher training, beginning it's my new spiritual home. I had my coven, and then I did another year and a day with another coven, and I ended up finding that they weren't the space for me, and I learned so much from both covens that I've been a part of. I want to continue to foster that spiritual relationship and hold space, and I think the one way I can hold space for people is by being a yoga instructor and holding ritual space in that way. Oh my goodness, I can't even believe this, but today is the new moon in Capricorn. Like, I'm already blown away and teary-eyed by the mastery that I was able to manifest and the aligned relationships that I was able to manifest from being sober, from choosing people who light me up, from committing to the detail work of figuring out how to succeed and be responsible in the responsibilities that I take on for other people and the promises that I make. And so if that worked, and if these work every single frickin' month, then this will also work. That makes me so excited. I would love to hear if you have a bullet journal, what yours looks like, if you're interested in habit tracking, if you're interested in moon magic, or New Year's intention settings. I hope that someday I see you in a yoga class or in a community ritual, or in a garden somewhere that we're working in together. And either way, I'm excited to co-create with you in the comment section. And until then, always remember that we are epic heroes today and every day of our lives. And I'm going to see you beautiful in the next video.